Guess what? We're back. Revelation chapter 16, verses 15 and 16. We've all heard that Jesus comes as a thief. Rapture people love to teach this. But here's what it says about the thief. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. So I want to ask you something. Let's appeal to some of your logic here. He comes as a thief over here. This is our timeline again. Wouldn't be too tricky to come back here again. Is he coming as a thief twice? I don't think so. And Scripture supports that. And I'd like to ask you, if you've watched some of my other YouTube presentations here on the Rapture, try to watch all of them. Because this is what we're doing here. This is it's a pretty hard teaching, and the reason being there's so much false doctrine we've got to tear it down one piece at a time. And I wish I could condense everything, but I don't want to waste your time, so what we're doing, we're kind of doing this in increments here. So anyways, Jesus comes as a thief. And I've written a few things down here to kind of speed things up. We've got all the scriptures, Matthew chapter 24 through verse 37 through 42. And let me read this, okay, because the pre-tribbers love to quote this. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Wherefore watch therefore, for you know not what hour the Lord doth come. Okay? Now here's something interesting about Luke. Luke talks about the same thing, but he adds one detail that Matthew failed to mention. And we're going to read that. Luke chapter 17, verses 34 through 37. I tell you, in that night there shall be two men in bed, the one shall be taken, and the other shall be left. Two women shall be grinding together, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Two men shall be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left. And they answered and said unto him, Where, Lord? And he said unto them, Whithersoever the body is, thither will the eagles be gathered together. And I remember reading that when I was a new Christian. And I said, what on earth are they talking about? None of the theologians I talked to could explain it, or if they did, they really didn't know. But you know what? Here's the answer, and we can find the answer in our Bible. Where? And let's look that word up. It's Strong's number 4226 in the New Testament. It's a Greek word, and it's pronounced poo. In Greek, it's defined as what locality. So what's the location? And here's what the Lord said. Wheresoever the body is, thither will the eagles be gathered together. So that's a clue. He's telling them it's Armageddon. Well, let's read this. Let's go to Revelation. I want to read something else about the marriage supper of the Lamb. Of course, some of these people try to place it over here, but they're wrong, and I'll show you why. And I saw, let me back up here. Let us rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife hath made herself ready. She wasn't ready over here. And if we tie that into the book of Daniel, the whole reason for the tribulation, and if you study that, it's to purify and to purge. And this pre-tribulation stuff, you think you're going to be whisked away while we have Christians suffering in the Middle East, losing their life daily in these hostile Muslim countries, and in Africa. And the persecuted Chinese, the underground church there, and even in the Iron Curtain countries. Okay, let me read on. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white, for the fine linen is the righteousness of saints. And he saith unto me, Right, blessed are they which are called into the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he saith unto me, These are the true sayings of God. So the calling comes here at the Battle of Armageddon, again at the end of the world. And that's where this location is. That's why you have the eagles feasting. Now let's read. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great God, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, the flesh of captains, the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceedeth out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. So there you go. The disciples are asking where, and Jesus is telling them, wheresoever the eagles are or wheresoever the carcass is, there shall the eagles be gathered together. So I hope this will clarify some things. If you stumble on this video first, go back and watch the other ones, because we're slowly tearing this doctrine down, and I'm going to tell you why am I so concerned, why is this so important, because most of the people in the churches have been lulled to sleep. You're not going to be ready for what's coming. Not spiritually, not physically, and you need to be ready. You need to watch. God bless you.